Romanticizing your life shouldn't be, oh, because I have this car or I have these material things. Or hey ladies, how you doing? So I want to talk about this romanticizing your life. I'm seeing so many different videos in regards to how to romanticize your life, how to be the main character of your life, all this good jazz. But I want to put my spin on it because I feel like we're already romanticizing our life, if that makes any sense. Let's get into it. First off, your life is beautiful because you woke up today and you're able to watch this video. So that's a blessing already. Romanticizing your life shouldn't be, oh, because I have this car or I have these material things or I have all these different things that is pretty much worthless. You know, they may cost something, they may be of some value, but at the end of the day, how is having these things and doing all these things romanticizing your life? So for me, romanticizing your life is not what you would think, you know, according to what the masses are saying at this point in time. For me, it's being grateful and appreciating, and pretty much not pretending that my life is perfect, because my life is not perfect by any means. I embrace the good and the bad in my life. So I look at it like, look at all my experiences and what I've been through and how it has changed me, molded me, all these different things in my life. I feel in romanticizing your life is to pretty much participate in your life, not to just exist in your life, you know. And people may say, well, if you're existing, you're present. No, you're existing, you're just in your life. Participating in your life is appreciating the small things, you know, the little things, you know. It's not about me going to Saks and me buying whatever I want to buy, or me going to Greece or whatever, you know. Those are definitely moments, memories, things you will experience that nobody can take away from you. But I feel like it's more than that. Romanticizing your life is the smaller things, the little things, the things that, you know, we all tend to take for granted. Also, being okay that my needs have changed from my 20s to my 30s and my 40s, and understanding that they're gonna change in my 50s, you know, as I'm approaching that. You know, people sit and say, oh, you should know what you are or where you are at this time. Yes, but at the end of the day, we are always changing, evolving, just as the world is. If we stay the same, there's a problem. There is a problem. So growing, moving forward, changing with time, changing as you grow, it's an amazing thing. And that's a part of romanticizing your life. You know, understanding that, you know, there's more to you than all these different things that the world has to offer. You yourself, you have a lot to offer. How do I romanticize my life? I love the small things, believe it or not. And I think I shared that stuff with you guys. The small things like my coffee. You know, sometimes people may say, oh, coffee's this, coffee's that, but that's something that I enjoy. I enjoy making coffee, having that aroma in my house. That's the small things. Pretty much being in the present and feeling and understanding how my body feels when the coffee is actually being made and brewing up in the smell and how I feel and how it makes me happy. That's pretty much romanticizing your life and romanticizing and being in the moment and staying present. Having my alone time, that's like the best for me. You know, spending that quality time, not being bothered by anyone, not taking on anybody else's problems, pretty much tending to myself by any means necessary. Solo dates, solo date nights, solo lunches, all these little things, pretty much putting myself first. Understanding if I can't tend to myself first, how can I tend to someone else? The small things are for myself. That may not seem like a lot to you, but it's a lot to me. Like, seriously, you know, like some of us don't even have those small things. You know, they can't even romanticize their life the way they want to. And I'm just gonna, you know, put it out there, thinking about, you know, those who may be homeless, those that may be unfortunate. You know, something that I appreciate, which is pretty much you know, brewing of coffee, that makes me happy. That makes me feel some type of way. You know, taking in moments and appreciating it where somebody else may not can. Like I said, some of us can't even have the smaller things in life. So since I can appreciate those smaller things, I'm grateful and I appreciate that. So I put that in my daily. As you know, I work from home, so brewing coffee in the morning is a part of my self-care, believe it or not. It may seem so simple and so out the way, but the fact that, you know, that whole process of me cleaning out my coffee pot and opening up my canister where my coffee is and putting my filter in, you know, and the coffee, and listening to the actual coffee pot, you know, do its thing. And then the coffee is just like brewing, and the smell, that's something that pretty much makes me feel. I do things for myself that are super simple, because at the end of the day, I'm setting standards for myself. And not only that, I want to be in the present of my life, because I'm gonna be honest with you, I do stay in the past and I do stay in the future, and that's something that I'm working on right now. So ways for me to pretty much, as I would say, romanticize my life and to stay present, I do things like buy myself flowers. I listen to music that I grew up on that were happier times in my life, where it made me so happy. I will listen to those tunes just to like bring back those moments, but yet it's in the past, but it reflects to my future, because now I see how far I've come from that. You know, it was happy moments, but yet sometimes happy moments can be revolved around like kind of sad moments and things that you may not want to revisit again. But I do listen to music that make me happy, and so cooking some good old comfort food helps me feel really, really good. You know, I try to do things that will make me feel good and make me feel happy, because at the end of the day, I'm the one that has to make myself feel its best. I can't depend on someone on the outside, even someone even in my camp, to make me feel good. I have to do that first. My newfound love that I can sit and say is reading books. And this is something that I didn't realize that I really, really enjoy until my therapy. You know, romanticizing my life, you know, getting therapy, tending to myself first, doing these small things to pretty much get myself where I need to be. You know, reading books, I had no clue that me sitting down, even if it's for only an hour, because, you know, we all have a bandwidth. So sitting down for that hour and getting that book reading is something that's nice and soothing for me, and it keeps me present. You know, we have to stay. So as I mentioned earlier, you know, I don't have to fly to Greece. Not that I don't want to, because I do want to visit, but doing things like that, like flying to Greece, flying here, flying there, doing all these different things where you have all these different memories, I'm really trying to soak in this more simpler things, because this climate that we live in is made me realize that, you know, we take so much for granted, and sometimes if we focus on the smaller things, we would appreciate life a little bit more. So in doing all of that, that's how I romanticize my life, and how I feel, you know, it will help me other people to sit back, focus on the small things. Yes, if you can do the big things, do them. Nobody's canceling those things out, but focus on the small things, because sometimes we take those for granted, and those little things are even more powerful than us. So in saying all of that, what are some things that you do to romanticize your life and to stay present and grateful at the same time? So I want to say hey to all my new subscribers. Hey to all my loyals, thanks for hanging out. I'll catch you next video. Also, if you're not subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. I felt this video was needed because, like I said, I want to share so many different things and different components of myself with you guys, because I know there's other women out here that's just like me, who have these things on their mind. And yes, we can romanticize ourselves with makeup, with this, with that, all these different material things, but sometimes the smaller things in life, things that right here, right in front of that we can put our hands on, we tend to take for granted, and we don't really have to. Just tend to ourselves. See you in the next video.